Hello and welcome to Let's Talk Stupid. I'm Compound.
And I'm Proud, and today's topic is Sleep Will Be Stupid. Yay!
Okay, so we're going to kick off with a little fun game as usual. So we're going to tell each other two stories. One of them is a dream, one of them is a made-up stories or true stories.
So, let's start with me, as usual. I think I should let you choose whether you want a story A or story B first.
Okay, I go by the letters, so story A first.
Okay, so when I was in kindergarten, I used to have a very long lunch break. So I was discussing with my friends what would we want to do in this lunch break. And one of my friends told me about one of the rumors she heard. She heard that a storage room really close to our room was stored mummies. So that day we wanted to see the mummies. And it's not just our group. There were other 20 kids or so swarming to that storage room because they all heard the rumors that there's mummies in that particular room. So we walked there, but because there were already 20 kids in front of us, everyone was shoving one another to get inside the room. So I couldn't get into the room. I was standing in front, and then because we were very small, we couldn't reach for the switch, so it was dark, and people were shoving one another to get inside of the storage room. And so I was trying. I was on the tip of my toe, trying to see what's inside, right? But suddenly I heard a loud crash, and then the kids inside screamed, and so I was frightened, and I was like, what the hell, did you see a mummy? And I did not see anything. The kids in front of me was just running towards me because I was at the entrance, so I had to run as well, and I heard more screams and more crash. And after that, the teacher told us that there's no mummy, it's just kids shoving inside, and then the cardboard box or something they store just fell down. But in my mind I was like, no, you lied, I know there's a mummy in there, you're just trying to cover it up.
Alright, that's story
So
A.
that's the first story. So the second story, when I was young, I used to be very close to my friends around my neighborhood, and we would gang up into a group of 4 or 5, and we would role play together a lot. And one time we were at the front of my friend's house, and we were role playing, doing pretending to be chefs and using leaves and whatever, rocks as well. And then there were a particular fly, it was huge, and it was circling around us. And so we saw it, and because we were young, we weren't scared of flies, of course. And so we were running, trying to catch it, but no one caught it. And it was just lingering around us for hours. And then suddenly it fell down in front of me. I was shocked because it died, because I was a kid and I'm not very familiar with the concept of death. So we were shocked, and we decided to hold the fly's funeral by putting its body on top of a leaf and praying it to have a great afterlife or something.
Oh, okay. So that's it?
That's it. So what do you think?
Well, I think the story B might be the dream, and the story A might be made up.
So the story A is actually real, and B is actually a dream. Yeah, it's my yesterday's dream as well, which was weird. I haven't dreamt about my childhood for a while now. But it's true that I used to play a lot with my neighbors.
Oh, well, actually, it's pretty cool, because both of your stories, it really sounds like something that actually could happen.
Yeah, but
so yeah, it's hard to choose.
Well, normally I would dream about something ridiculous, but somehow, miraculously, last night I dreamt of something realistic, and I just use it immediately. Fresh out of the oven.
Okay. Nice. Alright. So this time is mine, so I should put a trigger warning here. There's going to be mention about blood, violence, and something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, so the first story is I just happened to be in a garden, and in that garden I met some certain person. I can't tell you the name because it will be oddly specific. I met this certain person, and I don't feel anything when I was doing that. I just stabbed that person. I don't feel hatred or anything. I just feel like I need to. It was like you move your body, you walk. It's that kind of same feelings. I just stabbed that person. That person fell down. So simple, fell down, and he didn't fell on the ground. She fell on, like a table I prepared for her, and I just, started to chop her up.
Oh.
Each part, and I got this little Tupperware, and I undressed this person, and I got this little Tupperware, and I like chopped this person like slices of meat. And but the fantastic thing is that this person suddenly kind of regenerates herself, and
What?
suddenly all the meats that I've chopped, it just came back to her leg, and we fight for a while. But at the same time, I feel like the fight was off because I didn't feel like I was excited or scared or anything, and neither is the person who was fighting me. We were like so emotionless. And after that, I win because I won because I'm the protagonist of the story. And then I wake up. That's story A. So the story B was a little bit longer. So it was like I dreamt that I visited the ocean. Not in like the pelagic zone where there's octopus and stuff. And there's this city of octopus called Octopolis. I was diving down there, and they were like, okay, compound, somehow octopus can talk. It's weird. But we went down there, and they said, oh, we heard you like movies. We got cinemas here too, and our cinema is a lot cooler than yours on Earth. I was like, okay, sure, I'm down. So I went to the cinema, and the gate closed. But it was closed, like really close, so there's no way out of the cinema, and I know that something is going to go wrong. So they roll out the films, the movie started moving, and it was a horror movies, and there was like this beautiful woman with long hair, and suddenly she bleeds out, her eyes bleeds out into like a bluish liquid color, and she came out of the screen and like grabbed the squid and grabbed me. So I tried to struggle for a while, but because the hands were slimy, then I got out of her grip, and I tried to find the exit, and somehow I found it. It was like a little vent. I went out, and the octopus said, you can't go back anymore, you know our secret, and I woke up.
Honestly, I have a hunch that the first one is your dream. I'm not sure if you've told me about it. Right?
Yeah. Yeah, the first one was my dream.
Yeah, and I feel like the second one.
But actually, they are subsequent.
When you dream, you usually have like some things that's specific, but I don't. But for me, I've never dreamt of like a dream and come up with a name like Octopolis. I think it's like that gave it away a little bit.
Oh, yeah, sure.
But yeah,
True.
very interesting.
I've kind of... Alright, I hope you guys don't feel creeped out.
Yeah.
There's a sequence to the dream, but I wouldn't like to tell everybody about it because this podcast is not a horror podcast.
Yeah, true. And that's creepy. I also had like... Have you heard of like Premonition Dreams?
Yeah.
I have like a couple of those, and they were like strangely accurate, like a result of a competition, a result of an examination. Oh, yeah. And it was like so weird because whenever I dreamt about those things, it will come true.
Well, these kind of premonitions dream, I think the cause of it is because we think about it too much. And when we think about something too much, then It's true. When I was younger, I used to stress out about a certain competition called Avatar, right?
Uh-huh.
Do you know it? And then
Maybe.
I slept thinking about it, and I dreamt that I got gold medal, and I actually got gold medal or silver. I'm not sure, but like I got something back. So it probably is the result of you tensing up about something too much. And also, I dreamt about my
Oh.
college application, and it actually happens that we have an appointment. So yeah, maybe.
Yeah, oh, that's very likely. And maybe because like you practice a lot, you prepared a lot, and you just dreamt about it that you got it, and so it also become true because you were so well prepared that they just have to give you the prize or things like that. That's very
Probably
likely.
true.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
But another one of my favorite type of dream is that you dream that you forget to bring something at school, and
Oh, yeah.
it's a blessing because you kind of go back and check your bag whether you got it all. It's fantastic in a
It's
way.
funny. And also, I have one very weird story. So, when you go to school, like, we've been to school for 12 years already, and you would, like, forget some things like your pencil cases or like water bottles or a phone, right? So, I have forgot all those things, but one time it was so ridiculous. I forgot my whole bag. Like my whole bag. So I went to school like without a bag, like the whole thing. And I realized it like when I was in front of school because I couldn't find my bag. I was like, I don't know why. Usually I would be the one to bring the bag into the car, but I forgot to grab it and my parents forgot it as well. So yeah, that's it. It was a weird one.
You know when you were very young in primary school, we always think that forgetting something at home is like, a death penalty. We're so worried about like forgetting books. But when we're like in a junior high or high school, we just didn't care about books enough. It just, we forgot it. Okay, that's fine. And I'm going to borrow my friends, or I'm going to sleep through the class, play games through the class, whatever. But I think that it's probably our school as well that taught us that we should have responsibilities, which is a good thing, of course.
Yeah, of course. But
Okay. So back to sleeping. So how long do you sleep
well,
normally?
lately it's around like 5 to 6.5 hours.
Oh God, why do you sleep so little?
So little,
You should
right?
sleep
I don't
longer.
know too. Like when I was in grade 10 and 11, I used to sleep for like 7+ hours. But nowadays, I'm not sure why either. I just
Read
don't.
books.
No, not read books. I was just like doing some exercises. Not exercises. I was just doing some of my homeworks and other projects. And before I realized, it's already like 1 a.m.
Really? My parents would never allow me to sleep like 1 a.m.
Oh.
But I think that it's very good that you got something to do before you sleep. It's better than playing games till 1 a.m.
But honestly, it's very bad for my eyes. Like recently, I've been sleeping like for 5 hours or something, and my eyes are just very sore because it's an online learning as well. So like we have to be in front of the screen all day long, and I have to do my work on my iPad and on my computers, and it's even worse.
I sleep 7 to 8 hours.
Oh my god, I'm jealous.
Yeah, it's also because even though we live in we live in a house now and we have our own separate rooms, I'm kind of used to sleeping 7 to 8 hours because my sister, I'm pretty sure I could say this because this may be a occasional to everybody. My sister, she has allergy to her own immunity. So it means that if you did something wrong in your life. For example, you sleep too little and some sickness or disease prey upon you, then you're doomed because your immunity is also your enemy. And this sickness got deteriorated when after my sister did an entrance exam, because she slept very little. She usually spent she usually slept at like you 1 a.m. or 3 a.m. sometimes, and I remember those times that she would be so exhausted, and that's when her symptoms started to show up. And it got really bad when she got into really studying in her faculty, which is heavy, and she needed to see the doctor. Good lord, that is not too late. So any of you guys who sleep less, I know that not everybody's allergic to their own immunity, but it's just a perfect example of probably you got a lot of things to do, but plan your sleep a little just in case.
True. And also I've heard that you would be able to concentrate better if you sleep for 7.5 hours or more. So it could be better. And somehow I also heard that it will lessen your life if you sleep less than 6 hours. So I'm pretty scared right now, but I'm trying to sleep more.
You can do a nap instead. I nap a lot during the day and also sleep 7 hours. It's funny.
To be honest, I couldn't nap during the days for some reason. If I sleep, it's sleep. But it doesn't happen often, except for when I travel, when I have to travel a long distance and in a car, 2 hours or something, and I get exhausted, I can sleep. But other than that, I couldn't nap. I'm just a person who needs to nap, needs to sleep when it's all blacked out or things like that.
Oh, now you start talking and I start feeling like I want to nap now. But there's this very interesting features on our iPhone right now that it just, kind of determines our sleep patterns. It says that I sleep 11 p.m. every day. And it's pretty nice because I usually watch YouTube. I don't know.
But you should have I think it will be more accurate if you have Apple Watch or smartwatches, because it's on your arm. But for a phone, I'm not really sure if you turn it off, how could it know that? Maybe a microphone?
I didn't turn it off. I normally watch podcasts before I go to bed, so it may determines my sleep patterns from that. I normally sleep at 11 p.m. That's what I tell people so they don't disturb me in my podcast.
11 p.m. Oh my god. 11 p.m. is the start of a night for me. Oh my god.
Really?
It's the time that I just go to bathroom to watch up and come back to do more stuff. Yeah. It's I've never watched up before 9 p.m.
Oh. Well, adjust your sleeping pattern a bit. I don't know, but we have different sleeping patterns, so it probably is fine.
Yeah, it's so different.
Alright, so adjust your sleeping patterns. I've heard that there's many sleeping patterns, night owls, early bird, and you sleep like a lion or anything like that. Maybe it's a good sleeping patterns for you. I don't know. Ask your doctor.
But honestly, I'm trying to change very hard, but I'm not sure why as well. It just happens. I used to sleep like you, just last year. But as soon as I got into the 12th grade, it's just the world flipped, sort of. I started to sleep at 2 a.m. or 1 a.m.
Man, I couldn't stay awake actually. It's not like I'm trying to have a perfect schedule.
You just can't.
I do tea, I take tea and I take coffee. But it just can't happen, for me. It's just impossible. My parents would beg as well to have me sleep at that time doing exercises. But, it just can't. They got this, so need to deal with this.
And honestly, I'm actually determined not to drink coffee in the future because I've heard it's addictive. It's also expensive. Like if you calculate it, if you can just leave it out, you can save a lot of money. Like my parents have to buy coffee, like lots of coffee because they drink them every day, maybe 2 cups a day or something like that. And I feel like it's so expensive. If you can just leave it out, maybe you can save like, I don't know, 100,000 bahts or something.
That's right. For me, I don't know. It sounds like a good investment plan, but some people think coffee and tea are like, pleasant in their life. So it just ups to people. If you're rich, then you can afford to buy these kind of low key drugs anytime. So yeah, let's do it. All right. So another thing that I think is very interesting that might come up in the future is that we can't control our dreams. We can't record our dreams. So yeah, the first thing that came up in my mind is that like, what if we can record our dreams? Using we translated the signals in our brains into pictures, visuals, and sounds. I don't think we can get the accurate pictures or same experience, but at least we can just probably can tell what the dream is all about.
Honestly, I've heard of some research doing things along that line, but I'm not sure though. But it would be interesting. I think the technology will come around the same time as the mind reading things because they're basically the same, right? And
yeah, sure, but of course with mind reading, I think it's going to be a lot more difficult because our brain is all active. There's the part that controls the functions of our bodies, but when you're sleeping, some particular parts of the brain just shut down and it's just only your brain that you're dreaming.
So you're saying there will be less disturbance and signals and things like that, right? I honestly think it will be very hard to interpret it into an image because there was one time. So my brother studied in the UK. He's now working there in the UK. But there was one time that he visited us during his breaks or something. And I asked him do you dream in Thai or in English? And he was shocked. And he answered me no, I don't really know. He never pay attention to his dream whether it's in Thai or in English. And I think it could be weird. It's what it means, but it's not in a language form.
So maybe you're going to say that our comprehension of the meaning, it transcends language.
Basically,
right?
that because
Interesting.
Well, sometimes it happens to me as well. I just know what it is, but I couldn't remember whether it's in which language.
Oh yeah, I think that's true. But I think I am pretty sure that mine's in Thai. But people used to ask me whether I dreamt in which language, but I don't think I'm that much of language experts to say. But I was I'm pretty sure I dreamt in Thai because mostly I think I remembered what the other person is speaking to me.
Yeah, me too. Most of the time I would dream in Thai, but there was one time that I dreamt in English and I was so amazed because one of my friends told me that if you are fluent in that language, if you are really fluent, you will somehow dream about the language. When you dream, you would speak the language. So I was really proud of myself, but it's just a little bit. The dream is really short.
Well, another thing that it's also coming up in my mind is that you can probably control the way your dream look.
Oh,
probably control. Yeah, a little bit by sending another signals to your brains. But that's kind of another things to discuss. I mean, this technology can be used as for recreational purpose, or it can be used for the authoritarian society where your government used to propagandas to control you in your dreams.
Oh, or maybe use it to advertise products in your dream.
Yeah.
That would be really
Yeah,
weird.
that sounds like a Black Mirror episode. Really, we should submit the script.
Yeah, that could be interesting. Advertising when you're asleep, or making you work or think of work while you're asleep so that you can use your time efficiently.
Yeah, it's true. And we've kind of seen the movies called Inception, right?
Uh-huh.
Where you just wanted to live in your dream and those kind of stuff. But it's a whole another different levels to say that you can control somebody else's dream. Because in that movie you can only control your own dreams, right? Like the owner of the dream controls the world.
Sort of.
Mostly.
Yeah,
But
mostly.
the world's also
But other
console
people
themselves.
can sort of like induce that person to think of something.
Yeah.
But honestly,
Do you think
uh-huh. You
Mhm.
can go first.
honestly? Well, I heard that there's like some type of people called lucid
Oh,
dreamer,
yeah.
which is a really great name
I was
for a novel.
I was about to talk about that as well.
Okay, so what are your thoughts on them?
I wanted lucid dream as well. I tried. It's like I think it's actually true because there were like research based on it and many people could do it. They can control the dream. And so I wanted to do it so bad. Like I've heard that the first step is to like remember your dream and then you start to like
Yeah.
think about it and you start to like do something. It's almost like Inception that you have to be able to like distinguish whether you dream or not and then be aware that you are dreaming. And then you can move from that step and control your dream.
All this dream sleep talking is making me feel sleepy, but all right. I mean, what's the fun of it? If dreams a roller coaster, then you should ride it without being the one who's taking charges. Because if you control it,
Oh.
it's basically you're just turning your dream into a sandbox, right? A boring
Oh, that's
sandbox or a
interesting.
simulation game.
But
But
honestly,
it also
I think
can be useful.
uh-huh. Sure. But honestly, I also think that when you sleep, it's like for you to rest. But if you actively control your dream, it could be tiring, right? I think it could be
Yeah.
tiring.
Or actually, if you take it to another way of methods of thinking, maybe if you can control your dreams, but like not all parts of your dream, then that can actually doesn't decrease your entertainment. But I feel like of course you'll be tired, and like what's the point of controlling your dream anyway if nobody's trying to infiltrate it? Like a lot of people get their inspiration from their dreams, so if you control it, then what's the point of it anymore?
That's very interesting. Wow. I got goosebumps.
Right? But okay, nonetheless, I really like the concept of lucid dreamer remembering their dreams, because sometimes I think that we all experience the feelings that we feel like our dream is so interesting. I'm going to publish these stories and it's going to be New York Times bestseller. But then we just forget all about it. Right?
Yeah. I've heard that like most people would dream and like forget about it. But yeah, this is interesting. I've heard of like, have you heard of sleepwalking or things like that? I think sleepwalking is creepy as hell. Like, have you heard of that?
I've heard of it. Yeah.
One time I like sleepwalk. It was the only time that I ever did that, and my mom told me that like she thought I was awake, but I wasn't, and I sort of like get out of the bed and like go to the I just like walk across the room to switch on the light and then switch off, and I came back to bed.
What?
I
And,
was
like,
I was
the
so
point is-
scared. I'm not sure. I couldn't remember anything, but my mom told me that she was calling my name and I didn't answer, and I just like clicked the lights and I went back to sleep.
And how did you accurately click the lights if you were not opening your eyes?
I don't know. I'm not sure. I couldn't remember anymore. I don't know if my mom mentioned whether I opened or closed my eyes or not, or whether she didn't remember or she didn't notice it. But she told me I did that. I was so scared of myself. But it's the only time I ever did that.
You know, it would be interesting if, you know, you sleepwalk and like people who are like piano players. They just sleepwalk and walk to their pianos and play one song and then go back to sleep. That would be funny and also scary. But the thing is that about sleepwalk is that I always wonder what people in that mode is feeling, or what our brains are doing those times we are sleepwalking.
So to me, I couldn't remember anything. I just feel like it's my normal sleep. But my mom asked me like yesterday, did you like turn on and off the light for no reason? And I was like, what? No, I don't think so.
And okay, another topic to talk about. Let's leave sleepwalking there. We don't have too much of information and it's creepy. There's a lot of movies like when somebody is like murder walking murder sleep murdering someone. All right, is that a thing? Okay, so the next thing that I want to talk about. Okay, anything else about sleepwalking?
No. We can move on.
Another thing is that I want to talk about is I wanted to ask people what sensation you feel in your dreams. For example, you can sense. I feel that you can feel touch, right? When somebody touch you in your dream, you can feel it, right? Right?
Sometimes, for me, mostly I will feel flat, like I was watching someone else, and sometimes I would feel it in third person. Other times it would be one person, which was very weird as well.
And I think you can hear people as well.
Yeah, that's like more apparent.
Basic, right? And the thing that is very interesting and should be mentioned is that can you taste in a dream? Because I think that I'm going to find out about that in this one dream where I'm going to get to eat a pizza and then I wake up.
Oh. Well, I mean, I think you could if you're so interested in food. I think anything can happen. But I haven't smelled or taste anything in my dream.
Really?
Like, I mean, I saw the scene, but I never actually taste or smelled it.
Oh yeah, I don't think I smell it too. But like if you can taste, it's just weird. Like the only sensation that I've heard, the only sense I've heard people used in their dreams about like touching, is that people can feel the wetness in their pants when they're like peeing themselves and where they're wetting their bed. That's the only sensation I've heard that people feel during the dreams. But other than that, I don't think so. And there's also like this weird dream that I always get that I feel like I was falling out of this when I was walking like up the stair or down the stair. And when I wake up, it kind of feel weird. It kind of feel like my body is losing balance even if I'm lying flat on the bed.
Oh.
Have you ever had anything like that?
I dreamt once that I fell off a cliff, and when I wake up, I still feel like I was falling and like I was touching things. I even dreamt once, like it was so scary. I dreamt that I was stabbed in my abdomen, and when I wake up, I was so panicked and I checked whether everything is still there or not. Which is weird, but like I was so scared. Oh, and
it's
also
funny.
like when you were young, you could pee in your like in the morning as well, right? And one time I dreamt of like going to a restroom, and I've never pee on my bed before that at all. But this time I dreamt that I was going to a restroom, and so I pee, and I actually pee in real life.
Alright.
That was weird as well.
I've never met myself when I was dreaming, when I was young as well. But
Really?
it kind of weirds that our dream is somehow related to the way that we feel balances in our bodies. But I get these kind of
That's
dreams
true.
a lot. Like when I'm walking upstairs or walking down the stairs and then I abruptly woke up and feel like I'm losing balance in my leg. It's weird because I'm not really walking up or downstairs and my posture is entirely different from like when we were
Yeah.
walking up and downstairs. God. It's
Maybe
horrible
it's just
actually. the
tricking
feeling.
our like dreams, maybe messing with our consciousness, our subconscious, whatever, and trick our bodies that we're actually doing it. Like, I'm not sure.
That's true. Okay. Is there anything else you would like to mention?
Have you heard of like we have some superstition about like dreaming specific objects and like interpreting our dreams?
Uh-huh.
And so I've heard that like dreaming about snakes will mean that you would meet your soulmate. But honestly speaking, I don't believe in that anymore because when I was young, I dreamt a lot about snakes, like huge snakes the size of a house, or snakes like slithering into my bed or things like that. But I've never met a soulmate. I believe I haven't met because I'm still single. but honestly, and I mean like, but I think the reason why I dreamt a lot about snakes was because like, you know, what is it called? When there's an air conditioner and there's like, is it called a compressor? Yeah, an air conditioner compressor that you have to put it in the balcony or things like that, because it's very hard. And next to my house used to be like a forest, a sort of small abandoned forest, and there would be snakes and they would come to that particular compressor to just like, I don't know, chill out and lay eggs. I don't know, but they love to be there. And one time I just like walked out because the compressor was hot, right? So I would have to like put my laundry there to make to let it dry. And also one time I just saw the snake like next to it and I freaked out because it was huge. But it's like the green snake. It's not poisonous. So I was scared, but again, yeah. Sometimes we would see the skin of the snakes laying around.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
Well,
so
I dreamt
a
about
lot.
snake.
Uh-huh.
I dreamt about snakes too, but I've dreamt that I eat it. So
Oh my god.
yeah. Lol. So yeah, maybe I ate my soulmate already.
That could be interesting.
Okay, so anything else to add?
No, not really. I've had too many weird dreams, but maybe you guys can send us your weirdest dream to our emails.
Okay, yeah, please don't send anything explicit because we know the definition of weird dreams are different. Oh, but actually, honestly speaking, I don't think I've ever had one of those dreams. Is it because
What do you mean,
like our biology, like guys, they have these dreams and then they wet themselves, right? Biologically speaking. Yeah, but I don't think I've ever had those dreams where you were like doing explicit things to people you are affectionate about.
Yeah, I've never too. Maybe because we're too sheltered.
Oh, yeah, maybe that's true. All right. So, I have a last quote to leave. Well, I see it from 9gag, so it's probably not that good. Some people said that dream are just like, false advertisement you get from like sleep is just what death is, and dream is like fake ad.
Fake ad.
Yeah,
That's
they're
interesting.
like exaggerated ad to make you believe that that is going to be cool.
I like it.
All right. So, yeah, send us your weird dreams. Kid-friendly weird dreams.
You can send us your answers to let's talk stupid, that's stupid @gmail.com, and you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. It's all Let's Talk Stupid.
All right. So, thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you again next time.
Yay!